we've got our 2009 Husaberg 570. Now these are FEs, 4 strokes, with the biggest single cylinder motorcycle they built at the time. These were made by KTM, of course. They were computer designed to the nth degree, so everything fits so snug in here that they've become a mechanic's nightmare to work on. Everything's really tight, but in terms of the bike itself, reliable, super fast. The bent berg, see how the cylinder's actually at a 70-degree angle, so they cranked it over to try and differentiate it from normal bikes. Obviously you have the PDS, so there's nothing under here, wicked ground clearance, nothing under here, so they handled really well. The brakes are Brembos, and of course they go great. As a standard bike they're really smooth, the power's great. Obviously with this particular one we've mucked around with it a bit, so we've got an acro exhaust on it. I'll show you this seat as a quick release. You can just pull them off quite easily. Bit snug in there. So what I've done is I've put a little EJK fueling kit, so you can basically pump up a bit more fuel in there. Your air filter box is here in the traditional berg style, straight into the frame, so it's the induction noise you get on these things are fantastic. You can really hear it sucking when you're accelerating. This is the tank, obviously, so you're filling it up here, and it's this wide, low slung tank. So again, they're trying to keep the weight down. It's one of the first precursors to that. The whole subframe was a plastic or composite frame, which is again a precursor to the Huskies have nowadays. One of the tips too you can do is whittle away a bit of this plastic. As you can see here, I've chomped at it a bit to get better airflow into that airbox, and that really helps liven these things up. So with a bit of extra fuel, a better exhaust, so air in, there's a velocity stack in there you can also get, a bigger one, and those Venturis allow more air in, more fuel with the remapping, and obviously the exhaust out. So these things, as it stands now, is quite a weapon. It's got lots of mid-range power. Being a 570, it's a big piston, so it doesn't rev as hard as say the modern 500s, but the power on these things is amazing. So you're still good for about 190 kilometers an hour. You can put motard wheels on it like I did, and they're very fast bikes, but I prefer it as a dirt bike trim, hence I've got the knobbies back on. Gearing's roughly 1448 I think on this one, and yeah, she's a really great bike. So we'll get out today and check it out and show you guys what they're like. I think they're terrific. Now, the one thing that you probably noticed is this funky front end, which I'm sure everybody will be going, what the hell is that? Well, the short answer is Laurie at Suspension Smith have come up with this radical design whereby he's got these teddy lever style suspension system here. So what happens is when the bike's using this extra mountain bike shock in series with the standard forks, what ends up happening is you've got 370 mils of travel, so you've got more travel. These, when the wheel hits a bump, you've actually got an arc of travel to resist the bump as well. So that's where this stuff comes into play, and basically it just works. The wheelbase is standard. As it compresses the shock, it shortens the wheelbase, it tips in the corners better, it's stable at speeds, it works really good on the bigger, heavier bikes, and honestly it's just a game changer. But poor old Laurie got flamed on the internet for his thoughts and putting his money where his mouth was, so we've only actually got a handful of production systems in the world in place, and I'm lucky enough to have quite a few of them, so their loss. But again, we'll go through the paces here and you can get to see what it looks like and how it works. So obviously it's electric start only, no kick, so you can see you've only got a button. Starts easily on the button, hot or cold, so she's reliable, and she sounds the part. Obviously it's pretty noisy with the acro on it, but let's get amongst it. Let's give this berg a bit of a run, and you guys can tell me what you think. If they're good, bad, or if the suspension system's worthy or not. Fucking go! Woo! These bikes are basically a 6-speed gearbox, so they've got plenty of mambo up top and plenty of speed. The 70 in particular is a pretty sought after bike. 450s and the 390s are a good thing, but it seems that everybody likes the cubes, so they're always chasing after these 570s. They're a sought after model. They're only produced from 2009 to 2012. As far as modifications go, a lot of people like to adventurize these bikes. The motor itself is good for 800 hours or more. People have been putting up some big hours, so they're reliable. One of the mods people like to do is build a tank. Literally, you can put toolbox, fuel, whatever you like in there, so like a little aluminium tank to modify the front. Plus this part at the back here, which is the same as the tank really, but it's empty. So a lot of people like to fill that up with fuel and plumb it so you can actually get extra range out of it too. Let's do this. Bike is mad. Great day for it. What would you rather be doing, eh? Playing with the old berg. Getting kicked and bucked around here.